Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you how easy it is to deploy an Angular application to Azure using static web apps. Before we start, we should have the Angular CLI installed. We need an active Azure subscription. Visual Studio Code and the Azure extensions should be installed. And we are going to need a GitHub account. The first thing we have to do is we have to create an Angular application. ng new hello. This will now create a new Angular application for me. All the defaults are fine. I assume you are experienced with Angular, so I'm just going to skip this part a little bit. This will take a while. Once Angular CLI is finished, we can cd into our application, cd hello, ng serve to start up our application. This will now compile all our files and run a local server so we can verify everything is working and coming up as expected. So let's click on this link and we can see we have a brand new Angular application up and running. Let's have a look how easy it is to deploy this application to Azure. For this, we go back to our Visual Studio Code window, close down the app, open up a new Visual Studio Code window in this directory. So we have here our workspace ready to be used. We need this extension installed to do everything comfortably from within Visual Studio Code. So we see here I have installed this Azure Static Web Apps plugin. Having this installed will provide me with this Static Web Apps extension here, where I can simply hit the plus button and it will create a static web app. Once I hit this button, it will verify that I'm working on a Git repository and ask me a bunch of questions. All right, so our application's name is hello. This will create a new GitHub repository for me, which I also name hello. It is running on Angular. It will be accessible by the root. And here we have to be careful with Angular. ng-build will push everything into the dist app name. So our app is named hello. So dist hello. Enter. And this will now create everything that is required on GitHub and push everything there. Configure all the GitHub actions and trigger the first build. So after a few minutes, we should have our application up and running on Microsoft Azure. If you do this the first time, it will ask you a bunch of questions to connect and authorize the systems. We can now have a look at the running actions if we want, or we can just wait until the deployment completes, but it's maybe interesting to see how this goes. And we see here that this is my hello repository that was just created. And in here, the workflow is running with our first commit. We can click in here and click into this build and deploy job, and we can see that everything is running at the moment. So it's now pulling everything and ultimately we build and deploy the application. So let's just wait a few minutes. So after a few minutes, the job ended and we can access our Angular application. Let's head back to Visual Studio Code. It even shows me this little message here, browse website, and we can see we have here our brand new application. Thank you very much and have fun with Azure Static Web Apps. Ciao.